you doing, Jake? I'm about scouting along the stream bottom here. Kind of planning a little attack on wood, but also kind of searching up a little supper, which is why Jake is along, because he's a good one for that. But he's a kind of a nuisance sometimes too. But evidence of turkeys, but there's been groups of them hanging around. Don't be pushy now, Jake. But I thought I'd stop and make some coffee before I go on. It keeps threatening the rain, kind of been sprinkling a little on and off. But the ground is dry, so that's why I built my fire in the stream bottom. You know, if you went down a foot, you'd have water. It's damp in the stream bottom. But this way, when I'm done, I can just bury the fire in the sand. Yes, Jake, you're searching. Don't let my coffee over, Jake. Back. Don't be crowding. It's kind of hard to get a fire going with him. He was being a little too helpful. We're using my Swiss Army canteen cup to cook the coffee in. I've got several of these. I really like them. They're just a handy size. Do the job well. Carrying the old Stevens today, the old single shot 22. Traveling light, but extremely accurate gun, and 22 is all I need for what I'm looking for. Just keep browsing. Oh, and I also, lugging gear was something new that I picked up the other day for a very low price. I think the tag was in here someplace. Yeah, $7.99. It's a Finnish Army gas mask bag. Now what I like about it, well, okay, it's, in the first place, it's got one strap. You see, I'm using it different for, I'm sure it's made to go around your neck and then the bag's fastened around so you can get at it real quick. But I'm using it like a shoulder bag, which I like because, if you're carrying stuff like my camera and stuff like that in the canteen, and if you get in hot for shooting or something, it's nice to be able to just drop the bag and come back for it later. But to be able to travel light. Instead of having something banging around, that's why I don't, backpacks are always a little restraining, kind of. I don't care. I've got some smaller ones, which are fine if you're like on skis or something, but when you're hiking around, it's nice to be able to just drop it. But, like I say, it is finished. It's got the SA mark on it. When I was looking at these things, I thought, well, at least it'd be good if you could take two of them, hook them together, and they make nice saddlebags. But good thing about them, okay, quite a big room inside, but yet when the top goes over, it covers, there's no gape on the side there. But also inside then, there's a snap flap over 3 little pockets. Well, actually be 4 little pockets. And included in here is some of the, this must be something to do with the gas mask. Actually, it looks like it's like a flannel. It'd be a good cleaning patch material. And then a whole bunch of these, which really look like rifle patches. If so, that makes it all more valuable. Well, and some I heard some thumping from the beast. I wasn't sure. Well, it's instructions for something, but it's all in Finnish. Well, it's for the gas mask. But I don't know what all the extra stuff. Oh, I think he's got a chipmunk in the tree there. Like a dawn tree. pretty handy deal. I'm liking it. I'm thinking, man, I should pick up a few more. I've been using it for a camera bag, but it's big enough to hold the stuff like the canteen and extra gloves, that sort of thing. It's really stiff canvas too, it isn't like a lot of that nylon stuff that flops around. I can also carry my big knife. Oh, it's close. Yeah, I think it's a chipmunk he's after. But good deal. I say I'll have to pick up a couple more of them. When I see something like that, better hang on to it. I kind of made the mistake of looking at the news the other day again, and I'd swear people in this country are just plain nuts. I think they're kind of like under a strain. They know things aren't good, and it puts a strain on them. Because we have this theory that we're the dominant country in the world, and it's so wrong. It's just a shame to see what's going on. And then, like I say, people are under a strain all the time. And then people do go a little nuts. Well, more than a little nuts. But I saw there was another shooting. There's always another shooting. And that's a big push for the gun control again. I'm sure that'll be. But I don't know how the government can be pushing for gun control. We're the biggest arms dealer in the world. All these conflicts, none of them would be going on. Stay away from my coffee, Jake. If it wasn't for us peddling arms to everybody. It's just ridiculous. And then they expect to want to keep us from having guns. It just gets really discouraging. Jake, you're awful pushy. I think it's because I'm talking. I figure if I'm talking, it must be at you. And it ain't at you, Jake. Just don't knock over my coffee. You can't trust anything that the news media tells you. They're working with the government on this stuff, and it's all crap. You got to really read between the lines, but and of course, then there's the real exotic nuts, but more and more often, some of these nuts are proven to be true. Birds are ready. You can have your birds. Oops, stay away from my coffee, Jake. I know this is going to end in disaster. Here. Oh, yeah, stay over there. I don't need you. I'll need you later. Now we'll get more sprinkles. I don't know. I try to stay out of it. It aggravates me. But I know there's no point commenting on the stuff that goes on because people have their mind made up. They aren't going to listen to, let them go. It doesn't really affect me, which I'm very glad about. But I always think I had read someplace some old Polish saying, which makes a lot of sense. That interpreted means not my circus, not my monkeys. Makes a lot of sense. This gets really discouraging though. Hey, stay away from the car.